Greetings. Halloween is fast approaching, which means that in a few days, you'll have to strut your stuff in a costume of your choosing. You could go with something quirky, like a pun, to say to the world, hey, I'm an intellectual. I've watched Annie Hall more than once. I understand my taxes. I have a blog dedicated to cats with seasonal depression. Or you could go the more provocative route and dress like a slutty syphilis spore or a sexy Ronald Reagan. However, if you're looking for a more original costume idea, then I've got a look for you. In this video, I'll show you how to transform yourself into a Che Guevara t-shirt, because nothing screams socialism like mass-producing clothing and selling it in the free market. This costume is fantastic. It combines my three favorite things: left-wing policies, face paint, and Latinos. Here is what you will need. A photo of Che himself to use as a reference. Luckily for me, I already had one framed in my house. What's that? Oh, Che, we're on camera, stop. Other materials include a cloth hanger, a sponge, 3 black markers of good quality, fabric glue, Gorilla Glue. Now I know this isn't Gorilla Glue, but please use your imagination. A scarf, or a headband, depending on your preference. A pair of scissors, a soft brush to apply the paint, and a loose t-shirt that you do not value. You'll also need 2 tubes of white and black face paint. Now, if you're old-fashioned, you can use a lead-based paint. The fumes give off a really intense high, but I'm using store brand for now because I'm in a house full of people, and frankly, I don't feel like having them leech a free drug trip off of me. First, take your sponge and put it face down. Then, using your Gorilla Glue, put a light line across the center and glue the bottom of the hanger to it. Second, you'll take the scarf or the headband, find its center, scrunch it up, and then, using the fabric glue, glue about an inch or so of it to the bottom of your sponge. This is what the finished product should look like. I know, this is very ratchet, but it's efficient. All you have to do is take the sponge and place it on the center of your head. Then, taking the ends of the scarves, tie it around the back of your neck. This way, this will stand straight up. So when you put the shirt through it, it will give the illusion that the shirt is standing up all on its own. Now onto the shirt. It's preferable for you to use a red one for this costume. However, if you only have a white one on hand, that's fine. You can dye it using cloth dye, or if you want to pay homage to Che himself, who was executed via shooting, then you can use blood. But I don't encourage self-harm on this channel, so if you're going to go with this route, make sure to use somebody else's. Unfortunately, I have limited resources, so I'm going to be using a black shirt to use for this demonstration. Pick up your scissors next, and spread out your t-shirt across a flat surface. You'll need to cut a hole a few inches across in the center. So you'll need to pick up the shirt from the center, as such, and cut. If the hole is still too small for your face to fit through, merely cut around until you think you've gotten to the correct size. The shirt should look something like this. Now, the next step requires you to reenact your birth by shoving your face through the orifice to make sure that not only can your face fit through the hole, but that it's comfortable and isn't too tight around the edges. Using an image of Che himself as a reference, take your black marker and draw the outline of his hair and beret onto the shirt that you just cut. Che has some pretty luscious locks, so this might take you a while. Say what you will about authoritarian dictatorships, they had some pretty cute hats. Now, if you're not immensely talented artistically like I am, then drawing the outline might prove to be difficult. If that's the case, then print out a photo of Che that's around the same size as your face. Then, after cutting around it, use your black marker to trace the outlines of his hair and beret. After finishing the outline, take the black markers or any black paint that you have and proceed to fill out the hair and beret portion. Now onto the face. You'll have to start by pinning your hair back and removing any makeup that you're wearing. As you can see, I have a completely bare face. Now, if you're thinking, is that highlighter I spot? No, Deborah. It's called natural beauty. Using the brush I mentioned before, take the black face paint and begin drawing an outline of the shadows of Che's face. Remember, because you're looking at a reversed image of the shirt on your computer, you have to paint the right side of your face to look like Shay's left. That way, when you actually put your face into the shirt, it looks more accurate. The outline should look something similar to this. Now, don't go too crazy on this outline because you don't want someone to stumble in and assume that you've become a racist. Now, I'm fine because I'm already halfway to blackface, but if you're white, just be cautious. When outlining the shadows of his mouth to resemble the facial hair, go somewhere between a sexual predator and a Middle Eastern dictator. That will give you the right look. After you're finished with the black paint, proceed to then fill in the rest of any of the blank space on your face with the white face paint. Now this is gonna take some time, so to keep myself entertained, I like to pretend that I'm an aging actress, weeping as I put on my makeup in the mirror. I thought I'd be young forever. After you're finished painting, take the coat hanging contraption from before and put the shirt on top of it, the way you would any normal shirt. Then, take the ends of the scarf or the headband that you're using and place them outside of the hole. Next, shove your face into it. Neato. Now that you've finished your costume, you're ready to go door to door and beg strangers for candy. Remember kids, if you find a raisin in your Snickers bar, that's just a free weapon.